I'm so excited. The concept of an east-west railway through and under London goes back many decades. It almost happened in the 1990s, but in its current iteration, Crossrail, the construction name, officially started in 2011. It was meant to open in 2018, however, it's now just coming into spring 2022 and we are just days away from opening. Today, we're on a press trip. Let's go take a ride on a Crossrail train. This press trip, or purple preview, as I like to call it, will see us take a train through the central core section to Liverpool Street and back. And it's such an occasion that I thought it warranted a second cameraman. So everyone, wave hello and my friend James, who's come out to help film as well. First challenge, navigating Paddington's multiple levels and escalators. Have I mentioned how I'm very excited? Welcome to Paddington.
They will accommodate a 11-car train, but Andy's going to start with 9 cars to start with. So, you know, this has got a lot of room for capacity. Straight
away, what we got? All platforms on Crossrail. I'm calling it Crossrail. TfL obviously called it the Elizabeth line. Personally, I'm still trying to get purple training as a thing. You've got platform A over here. All eastbound platforms are platform A. If you want to remember that, think A for Abbey Wood, whereas all westbound platforms or all stations are here, platform B, westbound trains. Think of it as B for Berkshire. So A for Abbey Wood, B for Berkshire. Some people have used the term Baddington instead of Paddington. That's terrible. Let's not call it that. Paddington at the moment will be the point where the trains reverse, but we're just going to take a quick peek first. There's a connection through to the Bakerloo line. So if you're changing from the underground to the purple trains, there's a connection corridor, which I've never ever seen before. Let's go check it out. So you've come down the escalators to a very white corridor. This corridor, which connects to the underground, was actually a later addition to the design of Paddington Station. And the bonus that it brings is that it has lifts, so there's now step-free access to the Bakerloo line here as well, which is great. And as we're talking tube, this was the perfect moment to check with Andy Lord that the new line isn't a tube line, right? And we can get this on camera. It's not part of the underground, is it? Would you concur?
It's its own unique mode.
There we go.
That operates a very high frequency metro service, a la the underground.
And it's going to be 12 trains an hour.
Initially.
Initially, so every 5 minutes. And you were saying just back then, you're having a chat, it will take, people think it will take pressure off the central line, but interestingly, you're also saying you take pressure off the Jubilee line. Is that
correct, yes, because obviously the Jubilee line feeds areas like Canary Wharf and Stratford, and then the Elizabeth line connects both of those routes as well, so it will give much needed additional capacity to free up some capacity on the Jubilee line.
All right, thanks. We're going to go catch a train, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do it, let's do it. It's shiny and silver and purple. On the platform screen doors, I think they're called platform screen doors, not platform edge doors, there's a tube map actually built in to like the screen doors.
The train arriving is our special service to Liverpool Street. Feel free to...
Let's do it. We are pulling out of Paddington. Still says it's TfL Rail. That's really interesting actually. I just found out, they just told us, they confirmed, because you've already got the bit out to Shenfield out east and the bit out west to Reading running. That will be rebranded from TfL Rail to Elizabeth line, even though initially it'll be 3 separate services. So let's drop to a classic Jeff graphic with voiceover to explain how that's happening. So the section about to open is between Abbey Wood and Paddington, calling out all the core stations in central London. The 2 branches out west and east currently running as TfL Rail will be officially renamed the Elizabeth line, but won't be connected to the core section just yet. That will come later in 2022, when trains from Reading will then run all the way through to Abbey Wood, and services from Shenfield will also come into central London, but only as far as Paddington. It will then be no later than May 2023 that full integration happens across the entire network, allowing seamless travel across all the lines with trains to all destinations. Oh my god, it's so quiet. You know how the Northern line and the Victoria line squeak and squeal? Not here. It's really smooth, and the lack of noise just tells you how beautifully quiet it is. It feels extremely modern and very new. I mean, it is new. It is new. Strap hangers.
Next station, Bond Street.
You're gonna love it. Oh, Bond Street. So Bond Street is running about 3 months behind in its completion. So when the line opens, this station won't open on the same day. It will follow on later. Trains will initially skip it and pass through. You'll have to wait a bit longer to use this station. Give us a wave. Thank you.
This is the TfL rail service to Abbey Wood. via Canary Wharf.
I've got my camera, but I've got my cameraman because he knows how to shoot manual, and you can shoot manual in dark environments like this.
But it's much the same, but of course the driver will be controlling it, and you'll follow the speed up to the hook.
So I'm hoping you can see that on the right-hand side, there's like a passenger walkway for emergency evacuation, so that if the train ever does get stuck, we have to detrain. The whole tunnel has got somewhere that passengers can walk down the side. That is through the entire length of the core. It's extremely smooth, quiet, and clean.
Hello.
Hi Phil. It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Quick 5-second reaction, go.
Well, it's just spacious, smooth ride, fast. What more could you want?
When we get to Liverpool Street, we're guided around. As well as being allowed to roam around for ourselves and take photos, I was just taken aback and reminded again of how huge the stations are and the length of the platforms. Being at the right end for the right exit is extremely important. Now, what's interesting about Liverpool Street, because it's combined with Moorgate, some people are calling it Livergate or maybe Moor Street. But if you want the Central Line, you definitely want the Liverpool Street end. If you want the Northern Line, you definitely want the Moorgate end, which is down there. So it's very important at Liverpool Street that you're at the right end if you're changing to the Central or Northern Line. Oh my God, look, it goes like, how many totems are there? Like all the way down. I'm running a bet on a sweepstake on the first person to get an e-scooter, sort of like zigzag in and out. Don't do that. No e-scooters are allowed on TfL, but how tempting is that to go like that all the way down? It's impressive. We're heading somewhere very exciting. I just learned, I thought the only incline lifts on the system were at Farringdon to Barbican. No, I'm told there are 2 incline lifts here as well at Liverpool Street, which we can go for a ride on. See at the top? So we're calling it an incline lift.
And the clever thing is, this is literally a lift shaft on its side. Literally.
Is it longer or shorter than the ones at Farringdon? Oh no! I've got a question that Mark can't answer.
That's a good question. I think this might be longer.
So it's an incline lift. I didn't realise there was one here. And that brings us up. Oh, we're at the gate line at Liverpool Street. I should be able to tap out now. Yes, just for fun, back at Paddington, I'd actually tapped in with my Oyster card. So could I tap out here at Liverpool Street and would it charge me? So if that might let me through. Should we try it? Oh, it's charged me, but the barrier gates haven't actually opened. So I've now got to ring the Oyster helpline and get a refund on a line that's not open yet. I think it did. I think it charged me. I've just touched my Oyster card on the machine. It has indeed come up. Paddington EL to Liverpool Street BG. What's Liverpool Street BG? It's charged me £2.50. Does that make me the first Oyster paying passenger on the Elizabeth line? I think it might. And if you're wondering where it connects up, so that there, the gate line goes through, there's some escalators, that goes up to the street entrance. But if you're connected to the Central Line, you'll be familiar. If you're a commuter into Liverpool Street, you'll know these escalators very well going down, and these doors take you immediately out to the area where the escalators go down to the Central Line. Back down on the platform, time to take stock of everything we've seen so far. So it's obviously got that new feeling and smell. Everything's very clean. You know, I'm worried that someone's going to come along and make this grubby. Apparently it's been covered in like anti-graffiti paint, but it's got that distinct, new, clean, fresh feeling. There's definitely like air circulating through. There's a very cheesy phrase which is space age, but it feels a bit like that. When you come down you will be dazzled. There's like this sort of bright lighting and then a warm lighting, which is all very part of the design. And again, I've said this before in the previews, there's so much space. The passageways are so wide, you will be overwhelmed with just how huge it is and just how modern it is. And I'm about to time the train back to Paddington. We'll see how fast it is. Yeah, I'm a bit like a kid in a sweet shop because after all this time, I've seen photos and other video clips, and to actually be here myself, it's amazing. There was just time to run down to the western end of the platforms and find the escalators that take you up to the ticket hall at Moorgate. But no, that's not what I was after. Where's the connection that takes you through to the Northern Line platforms? Hang on a sec, this is what I'm after. If you come off the western end of the platform here we go, there's a sign, look, just there, that says Northern Line. lift down here. So there's a lift there and there's stairs here and these stairs, but these stairs do take you up to a staircase that bring you out in between the northbound and southbound platforms of the Northern Line at Moorgate. That is there.
All of the integration with the railway together.
Paul, that was such a good, what did you say? You think the uplighters are reminiscent to what?
It's a homage to the Piccadilly line when you think of Bounds Green and the stations on that section of the line.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's very, very, very similar to that. I like it. Our train's coming. I'm going to time the train back to Paddington from Liverpool Street. Oh, and but also, how have I got my hands that grubby? It's a new clean railway, our train's here. All right, we are timing the journey time to Paddington. I think 10, 11, 12 minutes. Let's find out. With all the attention on the new station so far, let's just take a moment as well to remind ourselves how long the trains are. I just wish somebody had told me at this point that my high-vis was half falling off. But look, just look how far. Look.
This is the TfL rail service to Paddington.
In a minute, we'll go around a bend. Bond Street platforms are straight. Watch it curve, watch it curve, watch it dip and curve, all the way down. It is so long.
Bakerloo, Circle, District, Hammersmith and City, and National Rail Services.
Pulling back into Paddington, 9.5 minutes. Remember, this is platform to platform time, so it's not including, getting to the platform. It's going to be pretty much bang on 10 minutes. "10 minutes, 11 seconds. Welcome back to Paddington." And then it was time for a quick chat with Mark Wilde. So we're back at Paddington. I'm joined by Mark Wilde, the CEO of Crossrail. Come on, it's exciting.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I am like
I'm
a kid at Christmas.
Oh, yeah, I am as well. I'm glad you appreciated it. It's taken a lot of effort to get here. Yeah.
I think a lot of people, when they see it, they'll be like, wow, maybe this is why it's taken a bit of time, and they can see the amount of work that's gone into it, and they will be overwhelmed by how impressive it is, right?
Yeah, and the ride, the journey time, the state of the grandeur of the stations, step-free access, everything's right, with this. So it's taken a long time, and we're appreciative of people sticking with it because there's been some tough times on this program.
Yeah, but it's exciting. So it'll be an excuse for people to get back on the trains now. Which is the first of my many questions. I've got a whole list of questions. I've only got time for like 2. Do you think it will actually be an initial sort of commuter hit, or might there be a leisure market in Crossrail where people come out to ride the trains and be like,
I think both. I mean, the fastest recovery post-pandemic, as you know, is in the leisure market.
Okay.
Saturdays and Sundays have recovered more. So I think we'll definitely get people coming to experience it. But I think this is, if we're going to have anything that's COVID or pandemic proof, it's this railway.
Yeah.
Big stations, air-conditioned mainline trains. I think if we're going to get any return, I think this will be it. And of course, this creates so many journey possibilities. I do think this will be a catalyst for the return, the renaissance, really. I really think so. A renaissance.
Renaissance return. Okay, I've been avidly watching your updates on the Crossrail channel, and you've mentioned a lot of the artwork and stuff at the stations. Do you have a particular favourite?
Oh, well, I mean, good question. Good question. I like the clouds here. I know it's controversial.
Remind those again who don't know that the cloud design
there's
at
an
Paddington
immense canopy here that covers the whole of this huge station, glass canopy, and Spencer Finch has made a cloud motif on the glass. So on a beautiful blue sky day, from the platform level here we look up and we can see blue sky with clouds.
Now I can't let you go. I'm going to be a little bit cheeky. I've brought along my original sort of my Network South East bag from the 1980s, which has a class 341 train that says Crossrail. Now, everybody wants to know when it's going to open. So in the Jeff Tech YouTube production offices, we're having a sweepstake on the opening date. So I'd like to offer you a free go if you put your hand into the bag. So Mark Wilde is going to reveal his chosen opening date. What does it say? If you could hold it up for the camera.
Oh wow, it's the right one.
In the first half of 2022.
I picked the right answer.
Out of all the ones to pick, you picked the right one.
What a coincidence.
What are the chances? Okay, Mark, well, thank you so much.
I'm glad I won the raffle.
You did win. I don't know what you win, but you win something.
A free trip on the Elizabeth Line.
A free trip. I had to pay today on my oyster. Can I have my £2.50 back? I want my £2.50. Time to leave then. Slightly annoyed that I've got to get a boring, regular old underground train home and not a nice, shiny new purple train. But the opening is now very, very close. Very, very close indeed. So there you go. I am apparently the first ever paying customer on Oyster on Elizabeth Line. The Crossrail Purple Train. It's opening very soon now. I'm very excited. Press subscribe on my channel. When it opens, there will of course be a whole series, a whole playlist of videos as we explore the line on the opening day and every single new station coming up. Thanks for watching. See you soon.